Good evening, Vignesh.
Good evening.
I'm so glad to have Dr. Vignesh Mani with us. Vignesh is a brilliant surgery resident in his final year of training, just about to write the exams at Safdarjung Hospital and Vardhaman Mahavir Medical College. And I'm so glad to tell you that he's a good friend as well. And he has also secured the rank 1 in MCH Surgical Gastroenterology AIIMS examinations. So it's really a proud moment for me. And it's really a proud moment for the Surgtest team to know that one of our guys has gotten the topmost prize in this field. So Vignesh, just a small note. Introduce yourself. Tell the people who are watching a little more about you.
Yes, sir. I am basically from Chennai. My native is Chennai. Born and brought up in Chennai. And I did my undergraduation from AIIMS Medical College in Erode. Now it's called Erode Medical College. And it's quite a periphery college. And then I did my post-graduation and I'm still doing my post-graduation in Safdarjung Hospital in Delhi. And now I've gotten a seat in AIIMS Delhi Surgical Gastroenterology.
I think it's been quite a fantastic journey. Coming from a very small undergraduate medical college, it's a very good medical college, no doubts about that. IIT I've known so many people do very well from that college, and going on to the most prestigious institution in the country. So how was your journey?
Yes, sir, exactly. That was one thing which I can be proud of, and I can even encourage others, just like you are in peripheral colleges, that this securing a rank in AIIMS, securing a seat in AIIMS is possible to everyone, not only to people in prestigious institutes, even people from periphery colleges can strive to get a seat in AIIMS, and it is surely not achievable, not unachievable, sorry. And yes, sir, my journey, I always wanted to do surgery. And once I joined here in Safdarjung, as you probably know, it is a very hectic residency in Safdarjung Hospital. I actually learned a lot here, but the time almost till second year end, I could not get that much of a time to start my preparation, even to read general surgery. Just during the time of lockdown last year, I started preparing.
Okay. So you are in one of the best medical colleges in the country. I mean, there's no doubt that Safdarjung, the kind of operating chances you get, the kind of exposure you get, the kind of mentors you get, and no doubt the seniors you get in Safdarjung. I mean, Dr. Aman Chopra, who's your senior, who was an SR for you also, I guess.
Yes.
He was also a student of Surgtest and a top ranker last year. So why surgical gastro?
During my MBBS final year time, we had a professor, Dr. Vignesh sir in Erode. He actually, he was the one who taught the entire surgical gastro topic during our final year time. That was the first time that I was exposed to in-depth surgical gastro part, and I was very fascinated by how he taught us. Till then, I was leaning towards CPVS. Only after that, I got clear that my passion lies in surgical gastro. As we all fondly call the abdomen as a Pandora box. So obviously, it's always something very interesting to open up an abdomen and find new things. We have a variety of organs to operate on. So, and I am a very big fan of Rajamendran sir also. He is also a surgical gastroenterologist. So yes, many culminating factors led me to have more and more fascination towards surgical gastro.
Great. I mean, the mysteries of the abdomen are always interesting to most surgery resident, and surgical gastro is definitely the most prestigious specialty to be in. So, personal question. So, how difficult was it, the entire journey?
Yes, sir. I would like to say it was difficult, but I would not be doing justice to other residents or other aspirants, because they might have prepared for 2 or 3 years. So if I'm sitting here telling that it was very difficult for me getting it in my first attempt, it would not be fair to them. So what I would like to say is, more than being difficult, I did not have a pressure to perform on this attempt. So that is the most important factor, which I believe, which led me to get this rank. No one expected me to get a seat. Even I did not expect myself to get a seat. So there was no pressure on me. I just went and I wanted to perform well. I wanted to do well. That's all. So this is what I did. And as far as the preparation went, sir, I did not put in hours and hours of study. As I said, I was a third year resident when I started my preparation. So obviously I had my residency duties as well. although because of the COVID situation, the duties were a little less, which led me to have time to study. But still, it was significant enough that I could not study every day. There were emergency duties, OTs, ward works, everything. So I used to read between 4 to 6 hours per day, sir. And I started my surgical gastro preparation by from last year August end. So the starting point with which I started was actually the Surgtest app only. So that was my initial source to start my preparation itself. And after that, I put in 4 to 6 hours per day consistently. I did not leave too many gaps in between. Maximum 1 or 2 days I would lag off, but I made sure that I did not leave the flow for a continuous period of time, so that we have the consistency.
So, what specific books did you use for your preparation?
Yes, sir. Initially, I started with Sebastian GI part. I studied initially for about 2 to 3 times full GI part line by line, and till that point of time, till now I revised it about 8 to 10 times actually. But at that point of time, my initial thing was to be thorough with Sebastian, because Sebastian, every one of my seniors were telling that if you want to go into GI, Sebastian is a must initially. So I read Sebastian. I was very fond of that book. And then after initial period of time, when I started referring other Shackelford and Bloomgard also, I found out that Sebastian was just the notes of those 2 books combined. So I read that. And then when I asked my seniors, everyone told to read Shackelford and Bloomgard. And me being in my 3rd year, I did not have the luxury of starting such big books immediately to study. So that's when I came across the Surgtest sample videos in YouTube. So I saw those videos and was very, very impressed actually. So then I inquired through my friends, and I contacted you, and I got the subscription for that. In August end and September beginning, I got it, and I started seeing the videos. So I started seeing the videos and I started taking notes from them. So that was my starting my base of the preparation. And I was very slow in my preparation. I wanted to be thorough. So every video I would see, and I would clarify the points from all the Shackelford, Bloomgard, everything. I did not go page by page. I did not read every chapter of Shackelford, Bloomgard. I only read important topics and important chapters as and when I needed some clarification.
So to be in detail, let's frame it as a separate question itself. How did you use the Surgtest videos? And tell us more about what you would advise students, the current Surgtest users, about how to utilize the videos and how to make your notes using those videos.
I actually saw recorded videos of 2020 GI Immersion. So in that, there were actually 9. The entire GI was separated into 9 parts in that. So I almost took 4.5 to 5 months to see all those 9 videos alone. And I would see each video. I would take notes as and when I listen. And I take notes, and if I couldn't understand, or if I wanted some new information or more clarity, I would refer Shackelford and Bloomgard, and I would add points in my notes. Even after the total 7-8 months of preparation, even that notes which I started taking through the Surgtest app is still now my basic mode of preparation. And obviously, I've added points here and there from other sources also, but that notes which I started was it's still my basic source of preparation.
So, what specific lectures would you advise? What lectures do you find very useful on the Surgtest app?
The best was obviously Samraj Ankar, sir. Overnight I became a huge fan of him. Actually, he took malignant colorectal, and it was truly out of the world. Actually, I then saw him in Facebook also. He's a practicing colorectal surgeon. So the concepts and the passion which he taught, it was truly out of the world. I instantly became a fan. And after that, Venkatesh Mahadevan sir on esophagus. Even though he didn't cover esophagus fully, but what all the topics he covered, it was very, very clear. And after I read Bailey and Sebastian, I thought that I understood manometry and achalasia, everything, but only after I listened to his classes, I realized that how much more depth and meaning is there to the interpretation of such things. It was very clear. He took his time. He explained every concept very clearly.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, the esophagus lectures alone extended for 8 to 10 hours almost.
Yes.
We were just talking 1 hour about manometry. And when you're aiming at surgical gastro, that is the kind of depth you should be reading at. And Dr. Samrat Jankar, as you know, is one of the topmost colorectal surgeons in the country. And I mean, this in the 2021 version of GI Immersion, he's also taken benign colorectal. So the students have a huge amount of respect and love for him, because he takes a huge amount of pain in creating his lectures and in teaching students. So I think a lot of credit should go to Dr. Samrat Jankar. He's inspired a lot of students to take up colorectal surgery as well.
About Samrat sir, when each word he utters, we can see the passion in his approach actually. So that was the main thing which attracted me. Every word he says, every concept he tries to explain it to us. He has that much passion into making us understand things. So that was the best lecture overall, sir. And even the transplant, I think Dr. Prasanna, sir, I think he took transplant.
No, Dr. Soundarajan in the 2020, Dr. Soundarajan. And Dr. Prasanna sir took pancreas.
Okay. The liver transplant notes was very, very excellent, sir. He actually put in a video of the entire transplant procedure. He, from the step 1 to step 10, everything he explained clearly. The notes which I took 8 months back of the transplant, I did not change even one bit in that. I did not have to add one single point to that. It was very much extensive, very much interesting, and great notes I got from his lectures.
Thank you so much. I mean, it really is a huge validation for the faculty, because, as you know, we are in Surgtest, we have concentrated upon specialists. Like, we have not considered surgical gastroenterology as a single specialty. Dr. Venkatesh Mahadevan is a upper GI esophageal surgeon. And Dr. Prasanna is a pancreatic and hepatobiliary surgeon. So is Dr. Soundarajan. He's a HPB and a transplant surgeon right now. So we have made sure that some of the best experts in the country who are very passionate about the topics. So when they teach, I think that makes quite a lot of difference.
Yes.
And so what about the MCQ banks? Did you find them useful?
MCQ banks, the individual MCQ banks, I did not use that much, sir. But whenever I had time, I would here and there do some 5 or 10, not much. And my friends over here who used that always told me and encouraged me to do it actually. But I heard it was very good, but my style of preparation did suit it. I mostly prefer seeing lectures, writing notes, and going in for the mock exams. So MCQ part, I think I would not be the best guy to.
I understand. So tell us more about your notes. Did you make a notes of every single paragraph in Sabiston and of the lectures, or was it very, very selective notes which you could revise easily?
No, sir. I mainly thrive upon notes. I cannot again and again go and see the book. That is not my my area of strength. So I took extensive notes. Whatever I was taught in those Surgtest classes, whatever points were told, everything I took notes. And when I needed some extra points, I referred the books and I added it to the notes. And even points from Shackelford, Bloomgart, all the notes, I used to correlate with my Sabiston and fully put on many stick notes over the Sabiston part, scribble it here and there. So everything I wanted. Even when I read some important chapters from Bloomgart and Shackelford, I would write the crisp of that, the main points from that into my notes. So it would be easy for me to revise. So my style is I take extensive notes, which helps me in faster revision.
I mean, on a personal level, I think, everyone has their own style of preparation, but on a personal level, I think having your own notes is something which is extremely important. Like, when I created those lectures, when I created a lot of the content on Surgtest, I used to make sure that I could go back to the notes which I have made and I could create content from them. So I think it's very important for everyone to have their own notes, because we find it easier to revise and it helps you consolidate a lot of information. You read something from Sabiston, you don't need to go back to Sabiston. You need to read the same topic from Shackelford. All the points from Shackelford, all the points from Sabiston, and all the points from Blumgart are there in one single notebook. And I think that consolidates your preparation, helps you revise the topic multiple amount of times, because it's the first time when you make the notes, that is going to be the most time-consuming aspect of your preparation. After that, life is going to be much easier once you start making notes. A lot of students, I feel, don't take time on the first revision. They don't spend enough time in creating notes. So I think that's very important.
Everyone, even my friends here, because it takes a lot of time on the first attempt to make these notes. Because to create all these notes itself, I took about 5 to 6 months. So till 5 to 6 months, I could not start my revision at all. So many people would give up before that. This is very cumbersome. But once the notes are over, the amount of revision and the quality of revision it can provide us is obviously very good.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And obviously, sir, everyone have their own style of preparation. So if anyone is comfortable with their style, they should stick to it, is what I feel.
Describe your schedule. How many, like you'd already told a bit that you used to study for 4 to 6 hours a day. So tell me, how did you find the time in the middle of residency, or did the lockdown actually help you? So how did you squeeze in time?
Yes, sir. I should not take all the credit. The lockdown was surely a blessing in disguise for me.
No, you should take credit. You should take credit. No. Everyone had the lockdown. Not everyone managed to utilize it.
Yes, sir. But yes, obviously, I was consistent enough to maintain the pace with which I read. I put in minimum 4 to maximum 6 hours per day. Obviously, during the emergencies days, I'll have 24 hours duties. I had to go to regular to the OPDs and everything. So there were phases where I could not concentrate, but I did not let it phase me down. So that's what's reading very good in 1 week and not at all touching the book in the next week will not be the way to go for me. So I wanted to have consistent work, and I also believed in smart work more than hard work. So if I could get all the knowledge, all the concepts and all the points from Shackelford and Blumgart without having to put in that much amount of time, because I did not have that much amount of time, and I could get the same amount of concept and knowledge through the videos, lectures and other materials. So I followed that. I would not exactly call this a shortcut. I would call this more of a smart work more than that of a hard work.
So from what I learned from Vignesh's talk is that consistency is the key to preparation, a successful preparation. You can't study extremely well 1 week or for a few days and then relax over the next week. So it's about stealing time, managing to steal time between duty hours on your off days, and managing to utilize extended periods of holidays such as lockdowns. And I think that is the kind of motivation and focus. It's almost like it comes in the movie John Wick. A single-minded focus is quite essential to achieve such goals. And I think Vignesh has been very brilliant and very forthcoming and open about his preparation and his own weaknesses. So correct me if I'm wrong, but it is very important to read Sabiston in detail, completely, line by line, and then use the Surgtest app to identify certain core areas where you need to read Shackelford and Blumgart, and make your own notes using the videos. Use just the videos, watching and leaving it is not enough. You need to make extremely detailed notes of the videos and also use the slides which we have provided. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Just seeing the videos obviously gives us the understanding, and we'll retain the concepts for 1 or 2 weeks. Then we'll forget it eventually. That is the human brain. So we have to take, I took extensive notes. I cannot advise to them for everyone. I took extensive notes of that, and based on the notes and based on after I read all the Shackelford Blumgart, I found that the Surgtest lectures were purely focused on Shackelford and Blumgart based teaching only.
Absolutely.
Because the points in Sabiston and the points in notes were, I had more points in notes than I could find in Sabiston. So then I realized, okay, the teaching is mostly from Shackelford and Blumgart. So it helped me to create 2 bases of preparation. One, my Sabiston, another, my notes.
So for people who have time to read Sabiston, you're still in the game. You don't need to spend hours and hours reading Shackelford and Lungard. These are all very extensive reference books, to be honest. And what we have done at Surgtest is essentially condense them into a more understandable form in the form of videos and notes. And so that is something which you should be utilizing. So I have one more question for you, Vignesh. What are the core topics in which you concentrated? Like the ones who wanted to revise again and again before the exam.
Yes, sir. I actually saw the recent trend, the last 1 or 2 times AIIMS papers, NEET papers, everything, they concentrated more on the hepatobiliary part than the luminal GI part. For example, if there are 80 questions in AIIMS or GI, almost 40 to 45 will come from hepatobiliary and 30 to 35 will come from luminal GI. So I knew what are all the high yield topics, high yield chapters. For example, liver. Liver is the main core for AIIMS preparation, because no one covers AIIMS, no one covers liver in that much detail like Bloomgard. And obviously AIIMS, they ask direct questions, direct lines from Bloomgard and Shackelford. So even this time there were about 18 to 19 questions from liver alone.
Oh my God, that's quite a huge number.
Yes, sir. So that amount of depth we cannot find anywhere. You cannot find it in daily Sabiston. You have to go to the Bloomgard for that much amount of detail and clarity of preparing liver especially. So that part actually was covered almost 50 to 60% in the Surgtest app, and rest I had to refer Bloomgard and other materials. And liver and pancreas and colorectum, these are all the main areas of focus in both AIIMS and NEET, which I saw in the last 2 years. The trend was such like that. And it was proven right also. Many questions, almost 15 questions came from pancreas, 18 questions came from liver. So we need to be smart. We need to have a method of preparation, because small intestine, hardly 5 questions came. Stomach, 6 questions. Esophagus, some 8 to 9 questions. So we need to be thorough with our hepatobiliary and pancreas part first, then colorectum, then esophagus, then comes our small bowel and stomach.
So it's very important for the students to focus on certain core areas. So if you do have a day's time, make sure you revise your hepatobiliary and pancreas HPB notes than say reading small bowel adenocarcinoma or GIST. So it's very important. See, time is a limited commodity. So it's very important to channelize your energies. But having said that, it's also essential that even a single question can make you lose your rank. So that small bowel 5 questions is also something which you will have to answer. But yes, the focus remains on certain high yield topics.
Yes, sir. But what I feel is AIIMS is the best exam to prepare. It is totally 80 out of 80 questions, almost fully from core GI, which we all love and which we all know. And there are no general surgery questions, and it is very much predictable, the questions. And so and the level of competition is not like NEET. In NEET, if we even have 1 or 2 questions wrong, we can go back 10 to 20 ranks easily.
Absolutely, not like that.
Yes, and AIIMS is not that cruel, because even I did 2 or 3 silly mistakes in my preparation in this exam. So AIIMS is not that much cruel. Many people, everyone will find it difficult. So obviously out of 80, the first mark will get a theory mark of 50 only. So obviously there is room to make mistakes in AIIMS. So you need not be that much hard on yourself, and it is fun to prepare. You need not study all the other specialties that you don't have that much command in, like urology, plastic or neuro CPS, which will be quite extensively asked in NEET.
Absolutely. I think Vignesh summarized it beautifully. It's a very fun exam to prepare. And if you develop that kind of an attitude, I think life is going to be much easier. So coming to the lighter aspect of our talk today, where do you see yourself 10 years down the line?
I don't know, sir. I actually have a great passion towards surgical gastro and equal amount of passion towards teaching also. So I would prefer to be in a medical college hospital where I get to do both. So I have not thought that much about it. I just want to enjoy my I just want to do a lot of surgeries. I want to help people. I want to teach juniors, teach students. Just simple things, do simple things correct. That's all. I don't have, as of now, very ambitious goals. I don't think that far ahead, sir. Actually, I am more of a let the time come, we'll do it kind of person.
Vignesh and I share a lot of common friends, and we got introduced through a common friend. One of Vignesh co-PG is Nilesh. And what people tell of Vignesh is that Vignesh is a very fun-loving, easygoing person who is very great to be around with. So I think it changes the whole persona of a topper. You know, toppers in AIIMS are considered as big nerds, and I think Vignesh is proven to be a very fun guy. Who and a very good surgeon as well, who has been able to achieve the biggest prize in Indian surgical academic circles. And I think that's a very commendable achievement. So what do you do in your free time, Vignesh, other than operating?
Yes, I'm sorry, sir. Before that, I just wanted to tell one point actually, because after I got this rank, I can easily tell that I have prepared Shackelford and Bloomgart line by line. I can tell that easily, but I personally wanted to break that stereotype that there is only one way to success. I wanted to show people. I wanted to give people belief that okay, even from periphery colleges, you can go and get the seat. Even as a fresher, you can go and get the seat. Even without preparing Bloomgart and Shackelford line by line, by attending quality lectures and classes, you can achieve this feat. I just wanted to put that out because I know many people will judge me that I have not prepared well. I got it by fluke. But my thing is, I'm not insecure about that because I am confident that I know my stuff. I know I have gained the same knowledge which I gained by reading Bloomgart and Shackelford through these lectures and videos. So I just wanted to put it out there that there are many ways to success. And just because a topper says that this is the way, even if what I'm saying is new to you and very awkward and weird to you, don't follow that. Just stick to your strength. And what has helped you through all these years, that will obviously help you in this exam also. That is my main thing which I wanted to say.
I think you have been pretty forthright about all your opinions, and I don't think you should allow anybody to judge you. I think you made your alma mater, faculty, and the entire team of Surgtest is very proud. We are very proud because we are a very small upcoming startup. I mean, we are completely run by students. I mean, I'm also a first year MCH resident, and it gives the entire team a lot of hope and happiness when it feels like, it really was a very emotional moment when we saw your rank, because it validates a lot of our struggles, and not just me and Dr. Gopi, it's the entire team, Suprabhat, the entire technical team. We feel extremely delighted when we saw your rank, and I think that made the entire month very happy for us. So one last message for your juniors. What would you say?
Yes, sir. My message is what I just said now. Break all the stereotypes. There is no need to feel that the AIIMS exam, these institute exams are impossible to achieve. And stick to your strengths. Just because a topper is doing something, don't change your strategy completely different. Don't go out of your comfort zone. You have come to this level, so obviously you are doing something good. Stick to your strengths and just believe that even from a periphery college, even from as a fresher without any SRship experience in GI surgery unit, you can achieve this. I'm not advising anyone as such, because obviously many would be seniors who are the aspirants of GI surgery. I just wanted to put out my experience out there, so even one or two juniors who are in their first or second year of their residency can get some sort of a belief that, okay, we can achieve this. I just want people to not be intimidated by such exams. That's also.
I think getting the topper for 2 years in a row motivates the entire Surgtest team to work harder and provide better quality content and keep doing the good work we are doing. Thank you so much, Vignesh. It's been a wonderful experience talking to you. And I hope we interact for so many years more together as a friend in the capacity of a friend and in professional capacity. And I think we are absolutely delighted to have you here with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay.